Alright guys, so today I want to talk about why you should not be afraid of buying a cheap used car. So what I have here is a 2014 Toyota Camry. I bought this thing for $2,000 in just the roughest shape imaginable. If you saw my video of me restoring it, this thing was just absolutely destroyed. Now I'm not saying you should buy a car this rough. I know a lot of people don't care, they don't want to mess with the car, they want a car to just work. I totally understand that. And my point here is that you can probably make any good made car work for you. Any reliable car like this Toyota Camry or a Lexus ES or something along those lines that is from a dependable brand, you could buy and have it be reliable for you. So let's take this thing for a drive. This car has 225,000 miles on it, okay? It's got a lot of miles. It was in rough shape. The outside looks horrible. I'll put some pictures up. It has scratches everywhere. It's not a sexy car, and if you're someone that really cares about, oh my god, what are people gonna think when they see me in this crappy car, cut that out, dude. Live your own life. You only got one life. It is not worth being worried about what people think of you. Like, just get over that, first of all. And second of all, what does a car need to do for you? A car needs to be reliable and get you to where you need to go. So obviously you should buy a car that you believe will be dependable. So like this car right here, I bought it without being able to drive it because it had a broken axle. And I took a gamble buying this car, but it started up, and I know it's a Toyota, and I'm like, oh, it runs, it's cheap. I bought it for $2,000. I'm like, I'll take a gamble, And I have another car. This isn't my main car. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I have a Tesla Model 3 as well, which is a very nice car, and that thing failed me, man. I was taking it on a dirt road, and I blew a tire out. I mean, granted, I already had a nail in it, the tire was bald, whatever. I blew a tire out, had to have that thing towed, because modern cars don't come with spare tires, man. They just don't have them. My family right now, we have 5 cars. This is the only car in my family that has a spare tire. So, I mean, granted, this spare tire was flat. I checked it this morning. I was like, oh, I got to put air in it. So check your spare tires if you have one. But, it's like you can have the fanciest, nicest, most reliable car in the world and get a nail in it. And then the nail in the tire, and you're on the side of the road. I was literally side of the road, middle of nowhere, 11:30 at night, and I was like, this is the worst, man. Thank God I had cell reception, otherwise I would have been trapped. I would have been stuck there. And my friend was with me too. He had his own car, so luckily I was okay. But there's a lot of these new cars. Like, look at this place. Half of those cars probably don't even have a spare tire, right? I know a lot of these new cars don't. Most EVs don't even have spare tires anymore. Almost no EVs have spare tires. So it's like, while I love owning an EV, it's like that is something I had to think about. It's like, I don't have a spare tire. Now, granted, I've driven my car almost 85,000 miles. I've never been stranded before. But you gotta believe today, the day after that happened, I went out, I bought a spare wheel, I went and just bought a jack, I'm gonna get a tire for it. I'm gonna have a spare tire for that car now because I don't want this to happen to me again. And these old, reliable, dependable cars do have spare tires. Now, granted, yeah, you can buy like a new car that has a spare tire in it too, but it's really going away. Some other things is car payments, man. These new cars, the average new car this year is like $50,000. I mean, you can spend 50 grand on like a pickup truck with cloth seats. Like, it's not even a fancy, nice vehicle. You get a 4-cylinder, Toyota Highlander for 50 grand. Like, that sucks, dude. That is so crap. This is a 4-cylinder car. This car, I'm all into this thing about $3,500. I bought it for $2,000. It needed about $1,500 worth of work and reconditioning. And I'm into it. I have a clean title in my hand. $3,500. Car runs and drives. So since my Tesla was down, I had to take this thing on 2 road trips this week. I take it about to San Francisco Airport to drop a friend off, which is about, a 2-hour round trip. I took it up to Stockton today. That was like another 80 miles each way. And the car did fine. I mean, yeah, and the car is a little rough. The transmission kind of has a couple of hiccups here and there, but it made it. What do I get here? I've gotten 32 miles per gallon in this car today. Like, it's a running, driving car. Like, and a lot of people, when they see this, if you saw this car when I bought it, you would have been like, oh my god, that thing's a piece of crap, and you junked that car. I literally resurrected this car from the grave. I mean, it had an axle brake, just broken down in the guy's driveway. He was gonna junk it, and I was like, I can make that thing run and drive it around. I've since driven it 1,000 miles. I've had it for like 2 months. driven it 1,000 miles. It's not even my main car, and I still drive it around, and I'm like, this thing is fine. It's a good little runaround car. I don't have to care about it if someone thwardings it. If someone steals it, it's like, you know, that sucks. But I'm not heartbroken if something happens to this car. And frankly, if somebody runs into it, I'll probably get paid out from their insurance for more than what I ended up paying for this car. So it's a carefree driving experience, man. It's pretty great. I'm gonna make some videos on repairing this car. It has all the motor mounts are bad. Get this. So some of the popping sounds this car has been making, if you've heard, is because all the motor mounts are bad and the sway bar end links are bad. I bought those parts. I bought the sway bar end links for $17. I bought the motor mounts for $65. It's not that hard to do. There's 4 bolts on the motor mounts. The sway bar end links are right behind the tires. If you have a couple hand tools and some mechanical knowledge and access to watching YouTube videos, you could probably fix this stuff yourself. And I'm gonna do it. I'll make a video on how to. But just for fun, I called the Toyota dealership, the one we just drove past, and I was like, hey man, how much would it cost to replace the motor mounts in this car? He said $5,000 to replace the motor mounts on this car. And I'm like, oh my God, that's more than I bought the car for. That's insane. So I'm not doing that. And I feel like a lot of people would just be, oh my God, that's so expensive. I gotta get rid of the car. I gotta junk it. I can't do it. It's like, dude, even if you did pay $5,000 for this repair, which obviously that's way too much money for that job, but even if you did, and then the car gave you another 2-3 years of reliable use afterwards, it's like, that's still way less than the immense depreciation hit that I had on my Tesla. Looks just like that one. I have had a horrendous depreciation hit on that car. I bought it for like 55 grand. It's now worth like 18 in like 3 years. You will never spend $30,000 maintaining a Toyota Camry or even buying a used Tesla for that 17 grand now. You'll never spend that cost of depreciation. You could have to buy a new battery in the new model, in the Model 3. 13 grand is how much a battery costs. You could buy a used car, a used Model 3 for like 12-15 grand, put a brand new battery in it, $30,000 Model 3 with a new battery. That's still cheaper than buying a brand new one. And you get an extended warranty with those batteries. So it's like, man, like, trust me, buying a new car is tempting. I did it myself. It's really tempting to buy a new car. But I really don't think a lot of people need to. I certainly won't do it again. I mean, that was insane. I definitely will just buy a used Tesla again if I need to replace it, because obviously it's nice, man. Like, I love having that car. I know a lot of people hate on Elon Musk or whatever, but the product is really nice to have. It's $12 to fill it up for charging at the superchargers at night. Like, it's a really cush car, man. It's nice. But I would never buy one brand new again. Oh my God. Even when they have these like 0% APR deals like that, it's tempting, but it's still like, that's, you know, $40,000-$50,000 for a new car that depreciates. On the topic of depreciation, right, I mentioned my Tesla has, you know, depreciated a lot. This car will not depreciate at all. Yeah, I bought it at its rock bottom, and then I made it better. If you can find a car that's a little rough around the edges, clean it up a little bit, just cosmetic stuff, it's not a big deal. You know, if maybe a lot of times cars that are just really filthy, really dirty, they're cheaper on the marketplace. You could buy a really filthy, nasty car and then just detail it yourself, or maybe even go to a really nice car wash, pay them to do it. And when you clean a car, it comes, I mean, look at this car. Look at this car. This doesn't look like a piece of crap. It looks like a good car. I've been driving it. But when I got it, it looked like a piece of crap. It was like, oh man, this is bad. It's a good driving car now. And you really don't need a lot more than this out of your daily driving experience. Now, obviously, as a car enthusiast, I love cars. I've owned a lot of cars. I enjoy having a manual car. I like having a fast car. I like having a sports car. I enjoy getting nerdy about the technical details of it. And if you're one of those people, you're probably just going to have the curse of always, you know, paying for a car, really expensive cars and stuff like that. But if you're someone that just doesn't care, and you're like, oh, I was just go finance a new Toyota Corolla or Honda Civic or something, it's like, bro, why? Like, just buy a $10,000 Honda Civic. You don't have to buy a car this cheap. This car was, you know, two grand. That's a little too cheap. find a car that's like 8 to 10 grand, and don't be afraid of miles. That's like a huge thing. I've helped a lot of people buy cars, right? And I'm helping one of my friends right now, and she's like, I need to have a car that's an SUV, and it's only 5 years old, and it has under 40,000 miles, and I only have a $15,000 budget. And I'm like, good luck, man. Like, you're gonna get stuck in like a Hyundai Santa Fe or something. Like, no, like, you know, I try to show her like some older Toyotas, like you can get like a V6 Toyota Venza from 2015, or like even just, you know, just this era of Toyotas in a little bit better shape than mine was. But it's like you can find those cars for 10, 15 grand all day long, but it's going to be older and it's going to have some higher miles because it's a Toyota. But if you can find it, I would much rather have a car that has 150,000 miles on it and great maintenance records than a car that has 70,000 miles on it and is just neglected. You know, if you look at a used car and you see it's got 4 different types of no-name tires on it and the bumper hanging off, and like, yeah, it's low miles, but the guy smoked in it and there's holes in the seats and it's rough, like that is like, it's kind of a rough car. But if you find a car that has double the miles and some old person owned it and they took it to the dealership for service and they, you know, just road tripped it down to see their family across the country or whatever, and that's why there's so many miles, it's like, that's a insta buy. Like, if you can find a car like that, those are great. I have another video on my channel where I owned 2 identical 2006 Lexus GX470s. One of them had 200,000 miles on it. One of them had 100,000 miles. The one that had 100,000 miles was so much rougher. That thing sat outside, the dashboard was cracked, every single piece of rubber on the outside of the car was dry rotted and ruined. Where the 200,000 mile car was garage kept, and all the rubber seals were still nice. And the interior was in nice shape because the guy had the Lexus dealership replace the dashboard when it cracked. Jesus Christ. Alright, dude. Okay. Anyways, don't be that guy. Don't buy a loud, crappy old 90s car. Because at this point, I love 90s cars, but they're just too old, right? You start running into just old car problems and problems with parts not being available. You don't want to do that. What you want to find is a high mileage, late model car from a reputable brand, like a Honda, Toyota, some Fords. Even some of the newer BMWs are good, but with BMWs, you have a lot more expensive parts that you got to deal with. But yeah, I've had a lot of great success with high mileage cars that are not that old. I had a 2015 Prius with 180,000 miles on it. Literally no issues. I had to do nothing to that car other than a set of brakes and a couple oil changes and a set of tires. That was it. Totally reliable car. And that car was like 4 grand. I had a $4,000 car that ran me good for 2 years. I had a Toyota Corolla with 200,000 miles on it. That was a 2014. Ran that thing good for a year. No problems. You know, you just don't need these crazy, expensive, fancy cars. Like, okay, yeah, like look at like a car like the BMW 5 Series, okay? BMW 5 Series, that's a $65,000 car when you buy it new. In 3 years, dude, look at what a 2021 530i is right now. They're like 20 grand for a off-lease, 40,000 mile, 3-year-old BMW. Like, I don't want to take that hit. I don't want to be the guy holding the bag that just lost $40,000 on a 4-cylinder BMW. No thanks. So, yeah. I mean, if you want to be the guy that buys it used, that's a great deal. 20 grand for a 5 Series, that's not bad. But don't buy into these new car dealerships. Because the other thing is, dude, these dealerships, they just will nickel and dime you. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, $3,000 alarm system. We added that, and you can't take it off. You know, you can go screw yourself because it's mandatory. Or, oh, we put window tint on, extra $1,000. Like, you know how much it costs to get a car tinted? It's like $200. Like, it's not that expensive. Or, you know, they add all these stupid dealer add-ons, and they're really like, oh, well, we need to make money too. I don't care about you making money. That's none of my business. Sell the car the way you're supposed to sell the car. That's one of the reasons why when I got a new car, I wanted to get a Tesla, because I was like, dude, just order it on the app, and I picked it up at the factory, and I drove it home, and I didn't talk to anybody. There's no markup, there's no dealership, there's no nothing. So the dealership experience is a nightmare. Don't give them any money. Don't buy into dealer markups. Don't buy into crazy interest rates. Don't buy into new car payments. Don't buy into any of that crap. Just get you a car that runs and drives and pay yourself your car payment. If you want to say, oh, well, I can afford an $800 car payment, it's like, okay, why don't you buy a car for $4,000 or $5,000, whatever it is. It doesn't have to last you forever. You don't have to buy a car and just keep it, you know, forever. Buy a $4,000 or $5,000 car, have it for 1 year, and pay yourself an $800 car payment every month. I bet you one of those payments will cover all the maintenance you'll have to do for that year, and the rest of the other 11 payments you make to yourself, that's free money. You just paid yourself. That will now pay for you to get your next car. Because then you could go, okay, I bought a $4,000 car. A year later, it's still worth $4,000. But now you've saved up another, what is that, a couple $1,000s? Now you can go buy a $6,000 car. I did the same thing a couple years ago. This is how I got the Tesla. I kept flipping up cars over the course of a couple years, and then I sold them all. And then I bought the Tesla. And then I lost all my money because I bought a new car, and that was so dumb. So, yeah, just buy a car that works. And eventually, when you want to have an extra car, you should be able to afford one without paying 25% interest. So those are just some of my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you want to see more POV videos like this, let me know. I also, like I said, have some repair videos coming up on this Camry and some other stuff too. So yeah, talk to you guys later. Thanks.